What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how to cut the sinkhole for your laminate countertop. Let's get to it. All right, guys, first things first, here's all the tools that we're going to need in order to do this. So you're going to need a pair of sawhorses. You're going to need your sink, because that's what you're going to put in, right? You're going to want the model, and you may get it from the owner's manual or the side of the box, or just look it up. At least for this Allen and Roth. One, it has the model number, but this is like just a big owner's manual that has like all of them for a bunch of them, so you need the exact model number for this one. You're gonna need a pair of scissors, a Sharpie, some tape, like blue painter's tape, a carbide laminate jigsaw blade, maybe two of them, but at least one. You're gonna need a hole saw, you're gonna need a jigsaw, you're gonna need a drill, you're gonna need a screw that's long enough to go through like a 2x4 to hold it in place. Not featured, but definitely very important, is you are going to need this. Well, I don't know why why did I put this under? You are going to need the template, but don't rip it like I did. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. Oh, and I don't care if it's 6 o'clock at night, coffee. Okay, so, okay, assembly instructions. We're looking for the item number 6575801 or the model. And here it shows you the model number and then tied to the item number. So this is the one that we're looking for, 6575801. And that is this line right here. So, all right, so we're gonna be a toddler now. We're just gonna go through and we're just gonna cut along this line. Don't forget, you should always check the installation manual for your specific model sink. We need to be careful about where we put this, okay? Because there's lips on the outside of the sink that will potentially hit. So like if you cut this out and you're like, okay, great, I'm gonna put it all the way up against the edge right here, then that's wrong because you need like extra space for like the backsplash and all that, right? So you're probably gonna have to put it out like this. And then, so you're also gonna wanna be careful of like any cabinets down below that has like framing too, to make sure that your sink is compatible. And you're gonna also make sure, like, I have a dishwasher, it's over here to the right side. If you put too far to the right, it's gonna be in where the dishwasher is. So you want to mark exactly where you need this to go. All right, so here's what I'm doing. We got the outline right here, and so what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to like get a feel for that. Okay, yeah, that actually looks pretty good. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that outline. Now we have to account for this lip, so we're going to measure that. Yeah, so lips also like right here. It's like right at about a 1/2 inch. Yeah, it's about a 1/2 inch up there. And I keep pushing it and moving it, so we'll just set it all the way, well, so you can see it. We'll set it all the way to the edge up there, and that should be like right at an inch. It's literally right at an inch. So it's about 1/2 inch to bottom and top. Get your template lined up where you want it. For me, I had to line it up with the window and make sure it wasn't too far forward or backward. Right now's the time to make sure that everything lines up. You measure 800 times just to make sure that everything is lined up properly, because once you cut it, you can't go back. Once the template's all squared up, go ahead and tape it down to the top of the countertop and go ahead and trace the outside edge that you cut with a Sharpie. To protect the countertop from the rough sandpaper surface on the sawhorses, went ahead and put some blue painter's tape just to give everything a nice layer of protection. Now move your countertop back to your sawhorses. Be sure to center the center hole centered between the two sawhorses, but don't make them too far apart. Get them kind of close together with enough room to put your jigsaw in there and work efficiently. What are you looking at? Also, it's important that you keep your sawhorses pretty close to the center. Like, don't put them at the end if you have a long piece, because once we cut this out, the support for all this will be gone, and we don't want it to break. Like, We're gonna get our hole saw out, and you're supposed to use a smaller one than this, but that's what I've got. Haha! Alright, now we're gonna take our carbide bit here. I don't know if you can see that. We're gonna take our carbide bit, and we're just gonna run it all along. Of course, it looks like I'm gonna have a power problem here in just a second, but we're gonna go from the inside here. I forgot something. I forgot to put some tape down. Make sure to line your Sharpie line with blue painter's tape. That way the Jigsaw doesn't scuff the surface of your laminate countertop. Once you get the front part cut out, go ahead and take a 2x4 and put it somewhere in the middle. That way you can cut up the sides and then cut towards the center. Oh man. If you're using a 2x4 to support the countertop, be sure to use one of those 3-inch at least screws that have the Torx bit at the end. That way it's easier to screw into the wood and you don't have the problems that I had with getting it screwed in, or strip the screw and not be able to get it out. I ended up having to flip the countertop over. I had to use a circular saw to make the final cuts. The Jigsaw was just too close to the edge of the backsplash on this specific countertop in order to complete the cut from the top. Don't forget, if you're using a circular saw, you will also need to have a carbide bit. I ended up already having a carbide bit on this circular saw because that's what I used to cut the length of the countertop whenever I made the initial cut. I ended up moving the 2x4 from the top to underneath. You may not have to do that, but I did it because I had to use the circular saw, and it was very helpful for getting that last little section of the countertop cut and to keep it from falling down and breaking off an edge to the countertop. You can see the cuts aren't that smooth. I've definitely got some give and some not so straight patterns, but that's okay because the lip of the sink, it's gonna take care of this. Off camera, I went ahead and cut this part out. It was hard to do, so I just used a jigsaw and just kind of got it pretty close, but it's pretty much ready to go. I ended up having to go through and add some additional supports underneath the sink in various places to support this countertop the way that it should be. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this video has helped you. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos just like this one. God bless you.